Hello guys, welcome to our C++ e-learning corner. Today we are also looking at programming with C++, and today we want to look at a small program that finds area of a circle and also introduce students to comments in C++. So at the end of the lesson, we seeks to introduce students to comments in C++ and also enable students to write a simple C++ program to find the area of a circle. So what are comments? If I may ask, or you may ask, what is comment? In programming, when we say comment, we refer comments to non-executable lines of codes that the compiler do not execute them. The compiler jumps over them because they are not executable. In other words, we are saying that comments are portion of the code ignored by the compiler, which allow the user to make simple notes in the relevant areas of the source code, which means that you can use comments to make a portion of your code non-executable. You can use comments to make a section of your code such that when a compiler gets to that section, it jumps over it because you have indicated that this area is not executable. And we use comments in doing that. In C++, there are two ways to implement comments. The first one is what we call the single line comment. And the second line comment, we use double slash here to make a code a single line comment. Then we have the multi-line comment, or people call it the block comment. And in the block comment, we use the symbol here, that is the slash, the star, and the slash, star/slash to represent that. Now let's see how we implement these two in C++. Okay. So let's say I have this word, my name is Kwame, and I don't want the compiler to execute Kwame. I want the compiler to jump over the line, my name is Kwame. I use this double slash here to indicate that my name is Kwame is a comment, and therefore the compiler should jump over it. Let's say I have this long line, the current global spread of the novel coronavirus disease 2019, codename COVID-19, a disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. So I want the compiler to jump over all this. These are multi-lines. So I use the block comment star or the multi-line comment star. So by using the slash star/slash here, the compiler will jump over all these lines because the compiler see all these lines as comments. So now let's go to how do we write a simple program. The last video we wrote a simple program just to add two numbers. Today we're looking at writing a very simple program to find the area of a circle when we are given the radius of the circle. We all know that finding the area of a circle when we have finding the area of a circle when we are given the radius is area is equal to pi r squared. How do we implement this in C++? So let's see. As I've said, every program can be broken into three sessions: the input session, the processing session, and what? The result session. So now let's see. If we look at the input session to this particular program, then the input will be the radius of the circle. And so when we have the radius as the input, we'll send the radius to the processing side, which will be finding the area or calculating the area, estimating the area, which area we know is equal to a pi, which is 22/7 times what? R squared, or r raised to the power 2. So after processing, we just print out what? The output, which in this case is A. So if you are able to break the program into three sessions, what are the input session of the program or the question given to me? What are the processing aspects? And what is the output? In this case, the input is the radius of the circle, and the processing is the area of the circle, which is equal to what? Pi r squared, or 22/7 times r squared. Now, note that in this case, in this particular question, we have to indicate your name as a comment in your source code. So what we have learned, what about comment? It means that when we are writing our source code, we have to indicate our name in the source code, and it should be in a form of a comment, whether single line or multi-line, whatever you want to use to implement that. So let's see the algorithm. So the algorithm, first case is to get the radius of the circle. Second one is to what? Find the area, which is equal to what? Pi times r times r. And the last is to print, and then we end the algorithm. So if we are able to list this algorithm, this step-by-step procedure of how to find the area of a circle, the next point is for you to transfer this algorithm into C++ syntax. So we're looking at the transferring of this algorithm into C++ with syntax. So we have the algorithm on our left-hand side, and then we're going to transfer it into C++ syntax on down there. Let's see. So the first thing is that once we are getting the radius from the user, we need a container, or we need a memory location to store this radius when the user gives the radius to the program. And also the area where we're going to do the calculation, we need a container that will store the area of the circle. So we need to declare memory location to store these two variables. And in this case, remember that the radius of a circle can be an integer, it can be what? A float. So it means that the highest is a float. So it's better picking a float, so that if the person decides that the radius of his or her circle is 2.5, use integer, the 2 will be taken and the 5 will be taken away. That the system will pick the 2 and leave the 5. So in a case like this, with the float being the highest possible value, we declare the radius and the area as what? Float. So we declare r, variable r, as float, which will store the radius, and variable a as float, which is also going to store what? The area. So we have to get what? The area. And as previously, we are saying that when we want to get something from a user, we have to prompt the user to enter what we want, and when the user enters it, we take it in and store it in the memory location we are prepared for that particular variable. So in this case, we use the cout statement. Cout, then we pass the string that we want it to come on the screen to the cout word function. So we say cout, enter the radius of the circle, and then when the user enter the radius, we use the cin to take it. So remember that anytime you want to get something from the user, remember that it is cout and cin. So when you cout to prompt the user, and you use the cin to pick the value into the memory location, and then we process the area, which we have already discussed in the algorithm, that the area is equal to 22/7 times radius times what? Radius. Remember in C++, you cannot put 2 raised to the power, how do you call it? R raised to the power 2 is 2. If you have to square a number, is the number multiplying by itself. Okay, so when we are done with this, we print out the area to the user. So we say cout area of a circle equals what? A, and then we end line. So note how we are transferring each line of the algorithm into C++ syntax. It's very simple, and I know you are following, and you can practice it on your system if you have your computer with you and you have your Dev C++ or Code Block C++. So now, we on the left hand side, we have our what? C++ what? Structure, or I'll say the frame. So here you see that I've not inserted the code. So I just want to see how the system, the frame looks like when I go practically to launch the dev C++ or the code block C++ compiler, they are going to give me the setup on my left hand side. So the only thing I do is to paste my code at the code area that I show you in our previous video or lecture. So you can see that I paste the syntax, the C++ syntax of the algorithm we wrote. I paste it at the code area, and that is showing on your right hand side. So you can look at it very carefully, look at the two, and you can see the difference in there. So let's look at our code block. Today, this lecture, I'm using the code block compiler to illustrate it, because I know some of you are using code block and some are also using the dev C++. So you can see that we have our header file, hash include iostream, using namespace int main, our two variable float a, float r, and a. Then we have c out, please enter radius of a circle. We have seen the radius, we have a is equal to, you can see that whatever we did there is the same thing we are doing here. In fact, we are not hiding anything from you. We want you to see exactly how the whole thing is done, and you can do it step by step. That is why we are calling this C++ corner step by step, showing you exactly what to do at any point in time. So now when we run our program, remember that I've shown you how to run it. When we run our program, we see that the first line that comes is enter a number. So I'm going to enter any number and then click on the enter for the system to process it. So I enter 4 and then I hit on enter. So we have 4 times 22 on 7, 22 on 7 times 4 squared, and then the answer is what? 48. So the radius, a circle with the radius 4 has an area of what? 48. Now, this that we did, you realize that I use what? The square. I said r times r, but there is a library in C++ that we call the CMAT. When you import the CMAT library, it has a lot of mathematical libraries in there. So what we did, you can do same by importing the CMAT library. So you see that here I've imported the CMAT library, that is hash include CMAT. And when I import that CMAT library, there is a function we call par. The par is used to raise any number to any certain power. So when you call the par, it takes two integers. The first integer is the base, and the second is what? The exponential. So in this case, our base is r, and the exponential is what? 2. That is r squared. So we say that area is equal to 2 on 7 times par into bracket r comma what? 2. So you can say we have, let's say, to find 10 raised to the power 22, it is 10 comma what? 22. So you can use the par to do the same thing. So you can practice this one or do the other one also, and all will work for the same answer. Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate you following our videos. You remember to subscribe for more videos, and don't forget, as we all say, if you have any question, just send us email. We will answer your question, or you can comment on the video and we will always attend to you. Thank you.